Always two there are. No more, no less. A master and an apprentice.
So there you have it. Finally, we've got confirmation that George Russell is going to Mercedes. We all knew it was going to happen. We all knew. We were just waiting for confirmation. But Mercedes respected Bottas's decision. He wanted to put his news out first. And then 24 hours later, after Bottas has announced his departure from Mercedes to go to Alfa Romeo, we have now confirmation that George Russell is on his way to Mercedes. And I'm happy for him. If you follow me on my channel, you can go and watch episode 19 of the Flaming Tarmac, where I go into my opinion on Valtteri Bottas's departure from Mercedes. So go and check my video out. The link will be in the description below. But today is a new day. We've got George Russell, a Mercedes driver. Obviously, he's going to be still driving for Williams to the end of the season, but he is now a Mercedes driver. But if you think about it, he's always been a Mercedes driver. His boss is Toto. He answers to Toto. When he drives for Williams, he's got the Mercedes badge. A little bit like Lewis Hamilton. When Lewis Hamilton went to McLaren, he drove under a Mercedes badge. It was a Mercedes engine, just like Williams is a Mercedes engine. And he's got the Mercedes badge. So you can see the journeys are similar. They didn't come from a rich background. The parents wasn't rich. They wasn't soaked in money like a lot of these drivers are. Charles Leclerc comes from money. Lando Norris comes from money. Max Verstappen comes from money. Nikita Mazepin comes from money. The majority of drivers on the grid come from money. But I've always got this thing that I live by. This thing I always live by. I think if you're born poor, that makes you more hungry to succeed. Because you have to crawl, you have to scratch your way up to the ladder to get to the top. And when you do get to the top, it makes you more hungry to stay there. Because you know what it's like. You know what it's like to not be born with a silver spoon. You know what it's like if you come from a poor background, what it was like. And when you get to the top, you think, you know what, I'm not going back down there. And that's George Russell, Lewis Hamilton, same journeys. They wasn't born with a silver spoon with their mouth. They like go-karting, they like motorsports, and they done whatever it takes to get there. George Russell, his idol, we all know his idol is Lewis Hamilton. As you can see there. There's George Russell there. Stars of tomorrow. With Lewis Hamilton in a McLaren suit. And if you look on the top of Lewis Hamilton's suit, you see the Mercedes badge. What do you think was going through that little boy's mind there? He's standing behind his idol, Lewis Hamilton. If you would ask that kid back then and say to him, you think you'd be driving for Mercedes one day? You think you'd be teammates with Lewis Hamilton? What do you think that kid would say? I think that kid would say, you're damn right. You're damn right I will be. Because ever since that guy was 4 years of age, he said it, he went to a Grand Prix in Silverstone. I think it was 2009 when he saw the cars go around. He saw the Brawn. The 2009 season, he saw them cars. And as soon as he saw them cars, he was hooked. He was hooked. He wanted to be a driver ever since he saw them cars in 2009. So he said, you know what? I'm not the richest guy in the world. I'm going to start karting. So he started karting. He didn't have the best kart. Because like I said, it didn't come from money. Not like Lando. Not like Nikita Mazepin. Not like Charles Leclerc. He didn't have the money. He knew one day it was going to come to a time where he's going to hit that glass ceiling. He's going to hit that glass ceiling and he's going to think to himself, what next? I know I'm a good driver, but he knows he'll need the extra funding to go ahead. Look at him. Who would ever think the guy in the pink t-shirt, the nice, I like that jacket by the way he's wearing, the brown shoes, the blue jeans, that he'll be driving for Formula 1. He said to himself, I'm not going to leave it there. I know I'm good. I'm going to write to Mercedes. I'm going to start writing to Mercedes till they answer my call. And one day, he came home. He got a call. Toto said, come on. We want to see you. And he was in Mercedes. All right, he went to Williams. He started driving for Formula 3. He won the Formula 2 World Champion. But I liked him before that. Let's face it, when he came into Formula 1, it was all about Lando Norris. It was all about Lando. Lando was the streamer. Lando was the man. Lando was the guy who interacted with everybody. More people could relate to Lando. He had his rich friends. He was rich anyway. Born with a silver spoon. Everybody gravitated towards Lando Norris. And you know what? That's your opinion. I'm not going to knock you for liking Lando. I like Lando. I think Lando Norris is a good driver. And I'm glad he's growing some bowls. And he said that the Grand Prix, the Dutch Grand Prix. I'm not going to make it for I'm not going to make it easy for Perez to pass me. No. If he wants to pass me, he's going to have to earn it. And that was Lando Norris. You can see Lando Norris is growing up as a driver. But the point I'm trying to make is most people gravitated towards Lando Norris. Me, I was more of a George fan. Very calculated, very serious. A bit like Kimi Räikkönen in his early day. A bit like Mickey Hakkinen. A bit like Ayrton Senna. Ice cold. I'll come to work. I get the job done. I get paid. Go home. I don't want to be your friend. I want to be an F1 driver and I want to be driving for the best team in Formula 1, which is Mercedes. So we won Formula 2 and what happened then? He goes, right, Williams wanted him. Claire Williams phoned him and said, yeah, Toto had something to do with that because obviously Toto Wolff has got the link with Williams with the power unit, the Mercedes power unit. So he goes to Williams. He approaches Claire Williams. She invites him, yeah, you can come to Williams. So he goes into Williams' first briefing. What does he got? He's got a notebook. Claire Williams has seen them all. So Ayrton Senna, One Man Tyre, all of them. All the drivers, Damon Hill, she's seen all of them. All the champions over the years. He was the first guy to bring a notebook into a debrief, into a briefing. First guy she ever saw a driver bring a notebook, and then she knew he was special. She knew he was serious. She knew that he wanted to be world champion. And it was in his eyes, it was in his body language to be world champion. People was talking about Lando Norris, that Lando Norris was going to be the next Lewis Hamilton. This guy is going to be the next Lewis Hamilton. I'm not saying that Lando Norris is not going to win a world title. Most likely he will. Most likely he will. You got the other British drivers coming up like Camel Eilert, Schwartzman, Dan Titman. All these drivers that are going to be in Formula 1 eventually. All of them have got world champion written all over them. But there's always got to be a diamond like Jackie Stewart said. You got good drivers, you got great drivers, and then you got the one. Senna was the one. Schumacher was the one. Alonso for a short period of time was the one. Mickey Hakkinen was the one. George Russell is the one. Not Max Verstappen. I know I'm going to upset all you geek Red Bull fans. I don't give a crap. George Russell, when he gets in that Mercedes, eventually, when Lewis moves on, because Lewis Hamilton is not the youngest guy. All right, he's 36 years of age. He's not going to be around forever. But when Lewis Hamilton finally calls it a day and George Russell becomes the man at Mercedes, he'll be the man at Mercedes. And you're going to see Wagwan then. Ain't going to be Max Verstappen running away with the title. No, You're going to see what Mercedes car is going to be like in 2022. There's a reason why they're holding back on this year. Like Toto Wolff says, it's important when the new regulations come that you don't start off on the back foot. Exactly. George Russell, this team is going to be his eventually. He's going to be the man. He's going to be the next Lewis Hamilton when Lewis Hamilton decides to part ways with this sport. And what a dream country. You could write a story about it. You could write a Hollywood movie about this story, about this. George Russell grew up, wanted to be a Formula 1 driver. He's standing there with his idol, and now his teammates with idol. Who would ever think that? And I reckon the only person that thought that was going to happen is that man there, George Russell. He's got the confidence that Lewis Hamilton had the confidence in 2007 when he came into McLaren and he starts out qualifying Alonso, double world champion on the bounce right there. That's what George Russell's got in him. George Russell is special, and I'm so happy. I knew he was going to Mercedes, but now it's confirmed. It's sinking in. I've been a George Russell fan for well over 5 years. I ain't one of these jumpers that are just going to start liking him now because everybody knows he's going to Mercedes. I've loved George Russell from day one. You can look at all my past videos from 2017 that I've always been a big advocate of George Russell. And that's it, man. He's a Mercedes driver. You got the images there. George Russell, breaking news. George Russell to race for Mercedes AMG Petron F1 team in 2022. It looks like a champion as well. There you go, Russell. The confidence. Russell joins Mercedes. And there's another one there. And that's it, man. Is that Mercedes? There you go. There's another one. I like that one. The Master and the Apprentice. And that's it, man. That's the news. I can bring up the internet. The web page. Got some in there, the news that was scrolling around today on the internet. Now George Russell earned his Mercedes chance. Why did Mercedes sign him? Because he's a good driver. That's why Mercedes signed him. There's more. There's all the news there. Damon Hill. Not even surprised. We thought they'd never get there. The deal is confirmed. George Russell joining Mercedes as Lewis Hamilton's teammate for 2022. It's all over the internet. There's David Crafty. Delighted for George, who thoroughly deserves a step up. Really looking forward to seeing him drive a more competitive car and seeing how Lewis responds to the challenge thrown down by his new teammate. The deal is confirmed. Look at that. It's really happening. There you go, George Russell again. The deal is confirmed. Consistency and stability. Oh, that's the news just coming as well. Gasly and Tsunoda is going to be driving for AlphaTauri in 2022. There you go. It's all over the internet. And that's it. So there you go. The internet's blowing up. I'm happy for him. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And if you want to check out my other videos, all the links will be in the description below. See you later, guys. Bye.